Hi guys, so welcome back to another video. If you're new, I'm Katie and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. It's been a while. How are you? It was definitely a lot harder for me to try and balance doing filming and working at a different store. It was pretty hard and I was always tired, to be honest. I am back at my store. I'm doing 3 days a week and 2 at the other one, but that is down to the fact that I'm just being nice and I'm staying and helping out. But I'm not sure how long it's gonna last, maybe not even to a second week. So we will see. So hopefully we will get 2 videos this week. This will be Monday's video and hopefully on Thursday I will have my City of Glass book review. Fingers crossed, but yeah, we will see. It is just very much, who knows. So this month I am planning to read the Earthsea Quartet by Ursula Le Guin and also 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. So I'm going to be listening to that in the morning, so I'll probably start that tomorrow, maybe Thursday. I have already made a start on the Earthsea Quartet. I'm really struggling. It's just a very different writing style for me to try and get into. It follows so far, I think, 2 wizards and how they sort of come across discovering that they have this ability with magic. So far we are on Barrowhawk's journey. There is a second one named Jed or Ged, but yeah, we haven't met him, but it's just very different in like a writing style I'm used to, so I'm kind of struggling. So hopefully I will kind of get into the flow of this soon because I'm really excited to read this. Craig lent me this last Easter and I've had it a while, and this is where the Studio Ghibli film Tales of Earthsea comes from, and I really like that film. So yeah, hopefully I can get into it a bit more. I'm not going to go too much into detail of 6 of Crows just yet, not until I start reading it, but yeah, this has been a very hit and miss book for me. It wasn't a book I was naturally attracted to. So I really just mostly wanted to check in, also to say hello and look, I'm doing this again, but also I wanted to share with you the 2 books that I bought for the Blackout bestsellers list. It took a while for me to pick and I kept seeing on Instagram more books I wanted to pick and read, and then they took for ages to come because of, you know, COVID. So the first book I have is A River of Royal Blood. This one I like the idea of. It reminds me of Ken Blake's books, 3 Dark Queens, that one. So it's about Eva, who is a princess, and she is born with a very dark magic, and it is a magic that hasn't been seen for about 5 generations, and the previous queen who wielded such magic basically massacred like a lot of people and is, yeah, feared and frowned upon. And because of this, it has kick-started this heir rival trial thing where pretty much you throw down. So she will have to battle against her sister for the throne, and it is going to be a tough one for her because she has obviously that familial love for her, but it is a point of she will have to choose between her life or her sister's. In this there is an assassination attempt and it leads her to going to a fae and a prince in order to get help on her magic basically, and how to use it and how to wield it, because yeah, this is a life and death situation. Not only does her sister want her dead, someone else does. Yeah, I like this sort of, not rivalry, but I like this idea of because I'm assuming her sister has magic too, and it's going to be 2 different types of magic, and this idea that she now has to learn how to wield this dark magic, whereas most people don't want to succumb to the dark magic, they want to suppress it. She has to embody it and wield it and use it. The second book I picked up was Queen of the Conquered, and oh my god, just look at that cover. This book is really different to something I've read. There are similar elements to a book I would naturally gravitate to, but the general premise. So this follows Sigourney, who is one of the few survivors of her family. I think if only the only survivor of her family that was massacred when her island was colonized. So I haven't read a lot of books based on this type of subject, so I know it's going to be very hard and very difficult, and for people there would be trigger warnings of, yeah, abuse and colonization and rape. So I know this one is definitely going to hit me in a more of an emotional way, and I'm definitely going to find it hard to deal with and process, but I wanted to push myself into reading something like that. So years after the colonizers have come, the king decides that he wants to like do this thing where he's going to like pick his successor from the noble families, and basically Sigourney is going to use this as her opportunity to exact revenge. So I don't know if she's going to try and get in with the nobles. The synopsis on Goodreads, I think, said that people start to be picked off, which doesn't really help her cause. However, I think also throws her into like major suspicion. So yeah, I think this is going to be difficult for me to read, but I really want to do it. The sequel to this, again, looks really good and is based on a male. I don't know if they're connected or maybe based on the same island. I'm not 100% sure, but I am looking forward to doing this. But I think this is going to be a book where I need to be in the right frame of mind, because I think it's going to be really hard, but I want to do it. I just know I'm going to struggle with having to read something that happened to my ancestors. So yeah, it's going to be difficult trying to process that. And obviously it is something that I know has happened. You know, my mum's surname comes from slave owners. So yeah, it's weird. It's something I've always been aware of, and I've always understood slavery happened, and yep. So I'm hoping that this is a book that I won't have to put down and come back to. I really want to be able to read it and engage in it in one sitting like I would with a normal book. So make sure you comment below with books that you also book for the Blackout bestsellers list. I actually ended up picking those because I was scrolling on Instagram and I saw them and I was like, oh, I haven't seen these yet, as opposed to buying the books that I had already found. So that is it for this little bit. I'm gonna sign off now and just relax and just, yeah, unwind. The weather is shocking, so at least I'm not sweating anymore like an absolute beast. Hey guys, so I am so frustratingly getting nowhere with Earthsea. I'm just being interrupted constantly, especially when I'm at the other store like I was today. I'm just not getting anywhere, which is really annoying because on the, look, I'm missing two. I don't know why my nail polish keeps like popping off, and it's like, great. Yeah, on Thursday I actually managed to read a really decent amount of it, and I was really getting into it. I think I'm past the block I was having about the way it's written. Sometimes the words are just, or sentences are worded a little bit just obviously older fashioned, and sometimes it takes me a minute to get my head around it, but I am getting into it. I have discovered that the two wizards I thought it was about are one and the same. One is like his actual given name and the other is like the name he goes by. So I am frustrated that I'm just not getting anywhere because I'm literally pages, I'm like not even 10%, and it's really frustrating me because once I got to Thursday I hit that mental block and I was like, oh my god, like yes, here we go. So if I can, I'm gonna maybe see if I can squeeze in some reading at some point. Might try it over the weekend. I would do it now, but ever since I've gone back to work I hit that 5 o'clock point and I'm like, oh, I could go for a nap. Like I can't focus on something like that. I could watch TV, and I mean I fell asleep the other day. I could watch TV and maybe stay awake, but I don't have the focus to take something in. So maybe over the weekend, if I get lucky, I can actually try and sit down and just read something. Monday and Tuesday I'm back at my normal store, so fingers crossed, like then it'll be completely fine and I'll be able to read. But it's just really disappointing that I'm just not getting anywhere with it. However, I'm past that block, so it's like, great, thank you so much. But he's made it. He is now at the wizard school. He had the choice of going off with another wizard and learning from him, or going off to an actual magical school, but he has decided to sail across the seas to the magical school, and he's literally just arrived. We're finally getting somewhere and I'm getting nowhere. On the flip side, I have started listening to Six of Crows. I've been listening to that for 2 days now in the mornings. First impressions are pretty good. I really like it. We are in a different part of the, well, not of the Grishaverse, but like of that world. We are someone else. We are in Ketterdam as opposed to Ravka. I really like it. I really like the cast that they've picked so far. I have so far heard 3 points of views, or at least partway through one of them, and yeah, so far I have heard Kaz, Inej, and the other guy whose name I can't remember. Oh, Joust or something. I have heard from them 3 so far. I really like the voices. In fact, I actually prefer Inej's voice speaking for Kaz. The guy who voices Kaz like now sounds nothing like that rough gravel, but I really like it. Just from the short chapters we've had with them, especially with Inej and Kaz, we have really just learned a lot about not about the world itself, but obviously, so this point of view is less from the from being a Grisha and having those those magical properties. So they are surrounded by people who have them, because I guess they're not, I feel like Grishas come from Ravka or that side of the world, whereas here they work for them. It seems a little bit different. This may have been something established in Shadow of Bone, but I just don't remember it. So yeah, this is coming from a more normal mortal point of view, which awesome. But yeah, I really am digging the vibe of it so far. I don't know why I had this weird it probably won't like suit me thing, because clearly it would. It's definitely something I would love to watch at least, but I like it so far. I don't know whether we're going to go through all 6 characters first and meet them at different points. So far only Inej and Kaz are linked together. We are yet to meet the 3 others, although if the first one is going to be part of it, he is not a criminal, he is a soldier, so unless he's going to do something. But right now the storyline is kind of circling around this drug that is like a normal drug that people take, and it kind of helps them, kind of like a bit like a Red Bull. It just helps them stay alert, and yeah, but there is a new strain of said drug, and when given to a Grisha, it like heightens their powers in such a completely different way. However, the side effects of it are not great. So far it's not been established whether it's like how long it takes and whether it's a very short amount of time. Yeah, I think it's really cool. It's interesting seeing this criminal trade, and obviously there is something with, you know, the more well off in those circles. There's clearly something going on there in regards to this drug and, you know, the Grishas. Going forward, I'm actually pretty much like, what is wrong with me? Why were you like, this book won't suit you? Because this book suits me. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up. So basically I'm gonna try and read more of Earthsea. I'm gonna do my best to try and get more of that done, and I am really enjoying Sister Crows. Hi guys, so I thought I would just check back in just to finish this and round this vlog off. I've literally just come back from my walk and oh my god, it is so windy out there. Oh my god, the fact that I can even hear, let alone think straight, is just beyond me. It is so windy. Yesterday I actually did manage to get a nice chunk of reading done. I think I read for probably about over an hour. So I finally just feel like I actually just made some proper headway with Earthsea. I just feel like when I've been reading it at work, it's just been very stop start, where I've been talking to people and sort of just having to give up in the end, whereas it was nice to actually just sit down and properly, I've only had one lunch break where I've really had that, where it's actually just been like, this is the flow of the book, this is the writing style. It just felt nice to finally have that for this book. Again, hit and miss at times with the writing style, but I think I'm now in tune with it. Sometimes, like I said before, the sentence structure, it just throws me a little bit, but I am getting on with it far better. We've had that moment now, Sparrowhawk has had that moment where the idiocies of youth, pridefulness and stubbornness, and you know, you can't let go of someone being however they are to you, and we've had that moment where he's done something stupid and there have been consequences. So I feel like we are now going to see a new Sparrowhawk, and this more sort of reserved and less kind of willing to just play with magic. The chapter did end with a parting of him and his friend, and there was a sort of glimpse of a possible more happier Sparrowhawk in comparison to how he's been. It'd be interesting to see, because he's left school now, and he's going off to a village to do his wizardry, I guess. So it'll be interesting to see whether this first book is going to stick to a similar age, or if he's suddenly going to jump jump in age. I think he is now around 18. He's like late teens now. He's not quite hit his 20s. So it'll be interesting to see how this first story sort of progresses with that. I am enjoying it, but it is, yeah, like I said, just trying to get to grips with the writing style and actually just being able to read it properly. This week coming forward, I'm doing the exact same shifts again. So 3 days at my store, 2 days at the other one. So those 2 days, I know I am probably very unlikely to get any reading done, so I'm not going to beat myself up about that too much. It's just something I've come to realize. But yeah, we should be all good with my store. My concern was that I was going to go back to my store and then like on lunch breaks people be like, oh look, you're back, and they'd want to talk to me, and I'd just be like, please let me read. It's not that I don't love you, and it's not that I'm not happy to see you, but I just want to read. So hopefully I will just have a better week reading next week than I did this week. Not much. I don't really have any more of an update with Six of Crows. I haven't listened to any more since Friday because I haven't had work. So next week we will definitely, I feel like I've only listened to it for a couple of days. I'm trying to think when the 1st of July was. So it was only around like Wednesday, Thursday, and I think I actually didn't start it till the 2nd. So next week I will actually make some proper headway. But so far, like I said, first impressions, it seems good. So fingers crossed it carries on that way. But I just think I just had a stupid block about this, and just for some unknown reason was like, it won't appeal to me. So I'm glad I have pushed myself to read something I wouldn't normally. But yeah, next week I'll definitely be able to get more of a better vibe from it, because yeah, I've only listened to it for like 2 days. But yeah, first impressions seems okay. So I'm now just gonna edit this thing together and then have some dinner, and then yeah, watch the rest of my Sunday disappear before I have to get up for work tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this reading vlog. It is nice to be back. Hopefully we will be able to continue with 2 videos a week. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to hit that like button, and of course comment below about absolutely anything. Are you still on lockdown? Or not still on lockdown, but are you still at home, or are you back at work, or what are you doing? What are your circumstances? And if you're new and you want to subscribe, then please feel free, although you may not want to if you can hear my neighbour's kids screaming in the background of this. And don't forget to ding the bell and to never miss a video. I hope you had a good weekend, and I hope you have a great week to come, and I will see you on Thursday for a book review.